welcome back to 2020 Rooted in Change Good Food Virtual Summits. Again, I'm your MC, Rudy Wallace, and thank you for tuning us back in. Sorry, one sec. We're all good? We're all good? Sweet. Thanks for coming back, tuning back in for our final session, Food Future, with Alex Harned. Alex will be moderating this one today. She's the Food Systems Coordinator at the City of Victoria and part of the Good Food Leadership Group. And I will now pass it over to her.
As Rudy said, my name is Alex Harned, and I'm the Food Systems Coordinator with the City of Victoria. I also had the pleasure of working with CR Fair and many of the organizations and grassroots groups that have been highlighted so far over the summit through the program we ran this summer called Get Growing, where we distributed 81,000 seedlings to communities that have been disproportionately impacted by the pandemic. And the honor and privilege of meeting all of these organizations firsthand and seeing the good work they do has been the highlight of my summer. And in the position that I've had with the city so far. So I'm very grateful to be here. So for today, we are going to be going over kind of a summary of what we've seen so far in the conference. We're going to be highlighting some of the good food champions that we've seen so far this year. We're going to be reflecting on what the Good Food 2025 goals are and kind of the vision of what we're working towards. And we're going to be hearing from some amazing guest artists that will be summarizing some of what they've heard in the particular sessions that have happened over the course of the last 2 days, including KP Dennis, Jeremy Loveday, and Luke Wallace. So we're really excited for this session. Thank you for tuning in with us today. Could we start the slide, please? So we're just going to do a little bit of a backstory. What is the story of Good Food 2025? And so the Good Food Network was actually launched in 2015 to help the wider region strategically work towards a shared vision of a healthy, sustainable, more equitable food system. And the network has over 1,500 members, including individual activists, governments, funders, educators, academics, students, farmers, fishers, food processors, retailers, chefs, restaurants, health organizations, indigenous groups, and other food and farm organizations. So that's pretty incredible. What we're working towards kind of falls within the three categories as we've seen the sessions and the breakout sessions are kind of encompassing our food access, local food economy, and food literacy. And within each of these pillars, we have a set of targets. And so we're working to decrease food insecurity from 14% to 10% by 2025 for food access. We're working to increase consumption of local food from 10% to 25% by 2025 under the local food economy stream. And we're looking to double food literacy efforts in the region by 2025. So how are we doing this and how are these targets being measured? Well, the Community Social Planning Council has been hired by CR Fair over the last couple of years to create a set of indicator frameworks so that we can strategically work towards these targets. So to date, what they've done is they've created priority themes that have emerged from the CR Fair's outcome map. They've brainstormed indicators in each of these three CR Fair impact areas through consultation with local experts. And these have been ranked by their strength of the indicators by these local experts. And the top indicators have been listed in the most recent report, which you can find on the resource page of the Good Food Summit website, as well as a small video that they've created around the metrics of how these have been created and next steps. So we look forward to the implementation strategies for 2021 so that we can all start compiling the data of all the great programs that we run in order to be kind of situated in a larger regional context of how we're working towards these goals. So thanks for listening in for that. We're now going to be, that's it. So if you want to learn more about the Good Food Network Primer and our Good Food 2025 goals, please check out the Good Food Summit resource page, and as I said, the metrics video as well from the Community Social Planning Council. So now we're going to move into the Good Food Leadership Group. So I've had the privilege and pleasure of being a part of this group for the last year as a part of my role as within the city. And so the Good Food Network Leadership Group provides strategic direction to the network and to CR Fair as the backbone organization. So the leadership group is made up of cross-sector collaboration of members from the Good Food Network. And we're just going to show you a brief video about what we've been up to and an invitation to join us. Feel free to cue the video.
We are a collaboration of leaders from across the region who provide guidance and support to the Good Food Network. We represent nonprofit organizations, funders, growers and farmers, fishers, food hubs, policymakers, health organizations, and educators. We promote and encourage organizations to support the Good Food Strategy 2025 and advocate for healthy and sustainable food systems at various levels of government.
Everyone in our community deserves good food to nourish their body, mind, and their spirit. Food connects us to each other, to our culture, to our land, and can bring us great joy.
We have a diverse cross-section of perspectives on the food system around the table. Having this brain trust come together to discuss and better understand the challenges we are facing regionally and come up with strategic, collaborative, solution-based approaches that are grounded in evidence and experience and what is possible. That is what makes this Good Food Network Leaders Table so powerful.
Not only is good food a vital building block for individual health, it plays an equally vital role in environmental and economic health. The choices we make about the food we eat matter. Food connects and empowers us.
I believe in the strength of community coming together to tackle issues that affect us all, and nothing affects us more than the food we eat every day.
So as mentioned various times throughout this conference, it starts from the design and who is at the table. So through governance structures and lived experience, it's important that we have equity and representation on these committees at a regional level. And so we do invite you to please join, if you're interested, the leadership committee. And we hope that if this speaks to you, if you would like to volunteer your time for this committee, we meet monthly. It's been great to understand at a regional level what's happening in the network, and we'd love for you to join us. So as we said, please email engagement@crfair.ca for more information, or check out the resources on the Good Food Summit resource page. So other discussions of what's been happening at a regional level is the development of a South Island Regional Food Policy Council. So in the wake of the pandemic, a number of representatives of local government have come forward looking for support, expertise, and guidance in development and implementing food policy that better addresses communities in need today and community needs today and into the future. So in response to the Good Food Network leadership discussion that happened in the past coming months, there's interest in supporting the exploration of a food policy council in 2021 and through striking and supporting a food policy task force. So currently we are seeking representatives for this task force. So if that's something that you're interested in, please do email us, and there's more information about this on the resource page as well. So do check that out. So now this is my favorite part of the conference. It's the Good Food Champions. So each year at the summit, we look back at what we've accomplished to celebrate our collective impact. And we also take the chance to acknowledge some really special individuals and projects and programs that have made significant strides to benefit the growth of our local food system. So through their knowledge and wisdom, hard work and passion, dismantling oppressive food systems, or all of the above, there are so many excellent grassroots-led initiatives that have emerged in response to the pandemic, and some important nominations for the Good Food Champions. So we've nominated a couple people and projects that fall within the food literacy, local food economy, and food access categories. And so for the first, for food literacy, is a couple of people, and this has been one of the greatest pleasures of this growing season for me, was meeting these two people. Recognizing that the pandemic had exacerbated systemic pressures for many BIPOC communities who had been historically underrepresented in our local food system and food security initiatives, they took bold action and launched Palanque Greens. The Burlap Sack Gardens and Educational Initiative, wherein over 54 gardens were created and delivered and resources shared to care for these plants. Beyond this, they also created, they are incredibly active listeners. Palanque Greens and EA Creative created the space to share stories of each of the Palanque Garden recipients. Their stories of cultural history, their connection to gardening and to food, the historical weight of growing food, and the mending of relationships to food, and food is connection. Their Instagram feed was a window into a world that showcased vast diversity, laughs, memories, tears, and love. Then they said, why not? Let's do more. They said, we need to address food security in real time for people of African descent and other BIPOC communities. So they created the Palanque Greens CSA box. They have reminded us that the power of storytelling is so essential. They are ground shakers, they are move makers, they are my dear friends, Ariel and Jess Reyes Barton from EA Creative. Congratulations on winning this award. So prizes will be delivered to you, I believe, by Lisa from Sierra Fair within the coming weeks. So yeah, thank you for your amazing work. We really appreciate you both so much. So under the category of food access, this amazing group, La Teranga Culturally Relevant Food Baskets, is a new project from the African Arts and Cultural Contribution Society. And it has been distributing culturally appropriate food baskets weekly since the start of the pandemic to over 120 Black families of African descent in the Greater Victoria area. The baskets are individually tailored depending on where that recipient is from, providing them food from their home place. So we're just going to watch a little video now about this program.
What's going on with the COVID, isolation, people, they need to feel like love. We need to take care of them, and we came with the idea La Teranga. La Teranga is a food basket, the cultural appropriate relevant food item we provide to Black people from the African descent community. During the pandemic, like when it was on a peak, like a top, we saw like a lot of communities that were supporting the community members, and we here, like African descent community, we didn't really have like this kind of structure. We just said, okay, let's try it. Our goal is mostly to make sure like what they receive from us is rooted in their heritage. We cannot talk about inclusion if we don't know who is in the society. In our application, we have like where they are from, like as a Black person, where they live here on the island, and where they were born. I have a guy from Ghana. When I made a food basket for him, I like a specific thing like they call shito yam. So I put it in a basket, open it, say, oh Sherry, you are giving me the yam. Oh shito, oh my God, God bless you. We are looking for support from the community. If we can have this every time, so we can support some family once a while, and it would be great.
I hope you enjoyed that lovely video capturing a little bit of the story of that program. We have Boma Brown, the program manager from Masamba Center, joining us through Zoom to say a few words and accept the award for La Taranga food baskets.
Much for that award. My name is Boma Brown, and I'm the program manager for La Taranga Food Baskets through the Masamba Center. And the Masamba Center is the only community center for people of African descent here on the island. And I've been involved with the community center and the organization for 8 years now, since 2012, in different capacities, and most recently with the La Taranga Food Baskets. And it is such an honor for us to be awarded this today. A recent study came out from the Network for the Advancement of Black Communities and Carleton University, which revealed, shockingly and sadly, that for every $100 donated to charities, less than 7 cents reaches Black communities. Statistics like these and just the reality on the ground is one of the reasons why La Taranga Food Baskets exists. We noticed that the African descent and Black communities were being left behind in terms of food insecurity. And we do know that food insecurity is something that does affect Black communities disproportionately. And this is why programs like La Taranga are so important, because Black communities need to be considered at every step of the way in terms of charitable giving and contributions. So for that reason, it's our pleasure to be doing this work, and it's our pleasure to be recognized for the work that we do. And I also want to thank our volunteers who make this program happen. Every week, there's a lot of love, the labor of love that goes into reaching out to community members, finding out what they need in terms of food and stuff in the basket, and distributing the food. So it's a lot of work, but it's always so wonderful to see the smiles on people's faces when they receive the food. Also, thank you to our sponsors and our funders. This program would not be made possible without them. And yeah, thank you to CR Art Fair for this recognition, and thanks for having me today.
Thank you so much, Boma, for those words. And yeah, please do donate to the Masamba Center. And there's more information on our resource page, as well as that video if you'd like to watch it again. So congratulations and thanks for your work. Now we're going to be highlighting someone from the local food economy. And so this was actually written by the South Island Food Hub. The South Island Farm Hub would like to nominate producer Amarjeet Dhariwal of Ocean View Estate for a Good Food Champion Award. Amarjeet has been a supporter of creating a robust local food economy from the days we first met at Sierra Fair's Farmer to Farmer 4 years ago. He is always willing to attend meetings such as farmer focus groups, Vision Viewfields, and was an anchor farmer for closing the supply gap demonstration project. Farm Hub is especially grateful for his generosity in offering his farm as the Saanich aggregation point for South Island Farm Hub. Since last May, Saanich farmers have been delivering the harvest twice weekly, meeting the Farm Hub truck at Ocean View Estates. The economic efficiencies gained here are substantial. As the South Island Food Hub production manager says, Amarjeet has followed through on his interests and projects every step of the way. He has linked many farmers together and has become an important part of the network. So we give a big shout out to Amarjeet for his willingness and generosity, and congratulations. So every year we also have a Significant Contributions Award. And this year, we'd like to recognize someone who's made a significant contribution to the goals of the Good Food Network, from supporting greater access to healthy food, to supporting local farms' viability, to advancing critical work to decolonize and create new pathways for trust-based philanthropy through the Squanto Indigenous Foods Initiative. As a part of the Good Food Network work as the assistant director of the mustard seed, and was instrumental in his leadership in the development of the Food Share Network, as well as with the Food Rescue and Food Recovery Initiative, his leadership brought many partners together to support the warehouse purchased and launched this initiative that is distributing over 10,000 pounds of rescued and donated food each day to over 70 agencies in the community. He then went on to join the Victoria Foundation as a part of the grants team and supported the distribution of the Rapid Relief Fund to support food efforts in well-grounded strategic ways. His leadership has made a big difference in our community, and we want to thank him. It's a huge loss for our community, and we wish him well in his next step as he relocates to Hamilton. Rudy Wallace, please come up. So, Rudy coming up, he's just surprised. He didn't know he was getting this. So please come up and join us. And Linda will award you your food basket.
We love you so much.
We love you, Rudy.
Miss you so much.
You want to say?
Sure. Oh my Lord. Do I need them? Yeah, this one, okay. Shoot. Well, first, thank you for this. I love food, so so thank you so much for this food basket and for for this. This is I don't really know what to say, to be honest, other than I'm just very overwhelmed with gratitude and thanks with everyone I've worked with in Victoria over these last 9 years, and being able to do that in my hometown has been great. And I just know I'm gonna miss everyone, and I look forward to this new adventure, but it is very, very bittersweet. I was just looking at a card that was sent with pictures and sentiment from the staff at Victoria Foundation. So yeah, I'm getting a little choked up, so I'll keep it short and sweet. Just thank you so much. All the best. And I really look forward to the leadership that Victoria continues to provide across the country on issues of equity, social justice, and food security. So thanks, everyone. Cheers.
Thank you, Rudy. There's a hole in our hearts already. Linda had a hard time not choking up at the Good Food Leaders Network when she wanted to nominate you. So yeah, and it echoes across the region. You've done so much. I think I met Rudy when I first started working in food systems like 10 years ago, maybe. And so it's great to see just, your career develop and how many people you've supported. So thank you. So now we're going to move into the next session where we hear from some of our guest artists and what they've gleaned and summarized from attending each session. So providing these artistic honorariums is in part in thanks to the City of Victoria's My Great Neighborhood Grant. So this grant is about placemaking, participation, and community resilience. If you are an organization in the City of Victoria, you can apply for this. There is a rolling intake till the end of 2020. It supports up to $1,000 activity grant, up to $5,000 for placemaking, and up to $5,000 for community resilience and COVID recovery. So if you have a project that you're looking to have supported, it's matching funds for volunteer time. So please look at the My Great Neighborhood Grant at the City of Victoria, and thank you to that for sponsoring this portion of the event today. So from our gleanings from day one, I'm just going to give a brief overview and summary before we invite our artists to give their perspective. We started out hearing from the day about how 2020 really demonstrated the power of our network and how we came together to gather, to hear what was happening on the ground, reported out on the how we reported out widely to emergency on-call centers, public health, local government, and funding opportunities. We supported each other, and we're able to collaborate and connect the dots and resources to not only respond, but work together to build a resilient and local food system. We heard from Food Access and Equity with Sonia from the Food Share Network, who took us into a deep dive to explore equity of our food system. Joan gave us, broke down the food insecurity stats for us and told us that food insecurity is not a lack of food, it is a lack of income, referring to the proof report evidence that showed that seniors who went on their pension at 65 reduced food insecurity by 50%. But looking at the systemic barriers and to poverty in terms of that, food insecurity is just one indicator of a larger systemic issue. We heard from panelists from Kim, Judith, and Liz, and Ariel, who discussed the overrepresentation of BIPOC communities and single parents and equity-seeking groups who are overrepresented in these groups as well. The calls to action from this session showed us that we need to continue to build our networks of support and mutual aid. We need to focus on youth and training to grow food and provide food access, and ensure multiple approaches and points of contact. Again, as we said, the governance structure having equity in the design from the design. And Ariel said there is a bright future for us, but we need to build it together. From the food literacy section, we heard from Marcus and Janelle talk about the fact that food literacy is foundational to our work around building stronger, more resilient food systems. We heard about the programs in schools and communities on the land. We heard an invitation to join the food literacy working group and connect with each other and share resources to find ways of strengthening our network. We heard the amazing Food is Connection stories from last evening, that everywhere is a food system, and we need more action from government and regulation bodies to prohibit this, but we can't wait either. We need to take action. And then this morning, there was a local food economy piece, which I unfortunately didn't get to attend, but I heard it was really great, and we're actually going to hear from some artists to summarize that piece. So I guess we'll start with our first artist, who will be talking about the Food is Connection from last night. So KP Dennis is a Black West African Afro-Caribbean and Arawak, a genderqueer multidisciplinary artist, producer, director, and activist working in theater, poetry, prose, movement, visual art, and film. They were the 2016 Youth Poet Laureate of Victoria. They were the recipient of the 2017 VACCS Community Recognition Award. And in 2020, they received the Witness Legacy Award for Social Purpose and Responsibility through Art. In February of 2020, they released a chapbook entitled Growing Pains, available for purchase on their website, and they are currently working on their new play, Call Me Liberation, with funding through Canada Council for the Arts. Let's hear from KP Dennis. Hi.
Thanks for having me. I was at the Food for Connection movie and talk back yesterday, and it was really, really incredible and really powerful. Some things about me, as kind of heard in my bio, I'm Afro-Caribbean, so I'm Jamaican, I'm Arawak, and I'm West African. And I spent my formative years living in Jamaica with my grandparents, in the islands, and we have a land of all our food grown, and it was really amazing. I think I was born in England, moved to Jamaica, back to England, then Toronto, and now I'm in Vancouver on the unceded lands of the Tsleil-Waututh and Squamish nations, and really doing my part to continue the work of getting this land back to those who it belongs to. And the conversation yesterday was amazing. And the things that really stood out to me was talking about the intergenerational movement of food and the teaching of food through family and through ancestors and what we know, what we need, and what our bodies already need as well. And also as foodist community, which has really been hitting me hard with COVID, not being able to have a dinner party or throw a party and feed people. My birthday is January 2nd, and my last birthday took a huge like New Year's Eve, January birthday party and made so much food. And since then it's just been isolation and it's hard. And also like the power of like mango seasons really stood out to me, something that Ari said. And also like how to move out of suffering into healing. And so I wrote like with some reflections. They kind of like lead into each other, but they're also separate sections. So I'll probably just do like a little, 1, 2, 3. It's maybe 4-ish sections. And I hope you enjoy. I will begin. So, all right. I don't know where to begin. Where's the beginning when the impossible threads of me were brought together over ocean and then ocean again? My father is of the Sherbro Islanders, displaced to the mountains of Sierra Leone when colonizers built a slave port on his home. It is still there. My mother is Arawak and Afro-Caribbean, indigenous and stolen, land still our own, but taken and taken. I spent my formative years in Jamaica with my Nana and Grandpa in the rolling green hills. We grew mango trees, coconut trees, orange trees. The stove was always hot, pots full, Dutchie ready for whoever wandered in. Nana's kitchen was the pillar of the community. Tiffany said, before we can think of what we have, we must think of all the things we have lost. So, watching the cattle roam, the goats laid to rest for Christmas morning, fresh picked oranges at dawn on the veranda, patties, fresh caught fish, roasted yam, jerk chicken roasted in the yard, sugarcane sticks, fresh chicken plucked from auntie down the road, thunderstorms, lychee straight from the tree, ackee and saltfish, oxtail and callaloo, cocoa bean tea, goat soup, plantain, rum cake, my great-grandmother's name. Faces and memories of time and place, land, home. They tell me now I have an irritable bowel, that things don't sit easy in me. My body rejects what you try to feed me unless it is organic and locally grown. The master feeds us poison. Should have known. Food is a spiritual practice. I didn't realize this. The kitchen used to scare me. Happy memories drenched in stress, speed test, taste test, worth less if taste less, or too salty, greasy, oily. These days, I cook as slowly as I can. Relish each sleight of hand, the sizzle of the pan, vegetable fresh grown on this stolen land. We've planted our winter greens. Impressive how they bloom through the frost, vibrant and green and an angry resting earth. Ari said, we must detach ourselves from our suffering to create healing. It is true. BIPOC existence is more than pain. It is joy through and through, but joy is hard to come by when they have tried to filter it from our roots, bury it deeper than we should ever reach, but our living memory remembers. So this is my gift of joy, a blessing and an offering. Ooh, child. I wish you happiness. Mango juice drip off sticky sweet lips, abundance and abundance to an ooh, this my song, every song kind of playlist. Our joy is magic. Believe that. There is comfort in your bones, rest in your skin. No matter what they tell you, you are so much more than resilience. You are. This grief cannot be undone. I know. Each morning brings fresh morning names and memories endlessly sown. How do we grow from this? So I wish you peace in all things, For all those who came before and all those who will come after, healing is not linear, is laughter, is our existence as it once and will always be joyous, magical, free. Thank you so much for having me today. And thank you for this amazing series and this event. It's incredible. So thank you.
Wow, that was so moving. Yeah. Hearing art as a form of storytelling through, more traditional ways of one person up here speaking to an audience. I think we're learning to go back to the art of storytelling and seeing from so many different perspectives. And so that was just really beautiful and incredibly special. So thank you for sharing that with us and for everyone at home. The next session we're going to hear from is the local food economy. So this is from Jeremy Loveday. He is an award-winning performance poet, arts organizer, and community builder. Jeremy is a 3-time Victoria Poetry Slam City champion and is the 2-time award winner for Victoria's favorite spoken word artist. He has toured across Canada and internationally at festivals, conferences, universities, and was featured at the TEDx speaker. Jeremy is the founder of the Victorious Voices Youth Arts Festival and has been leading workshops on writing, performance, healthy masculinities, storytelling, and spoken word for social change for the past 10 years. Jeremy currently serves as the Victoria City Councillor, CRD Director, Chair of the CRD Arts Commission, and as a trustee for the Greater Victoria Public Library. Jeremy is passionate about food security policy and is a beginner gardener. So we're going to tune in to Jeremy now. Oh,
all right. Hello, everybody. Thank you very much for having me. It's an honor to be here, and always difficult to follow KP, who's amazingly talented. I want to recognize the territory that I'm on today, which is the territory of the Lekwungen people, now known as the Songhees and Esquimalt nations. For me, it always feels important to recognize the land, but especially when we're talking about food and culture and the way these things intersect with our local economy. So I want to acknowledge that and acknowledge that I personally am at the very early stages of learning what it means to be on these lands in a good way. I just recognize that I've got an iron in the back of my my video. Good setup. I was part of a session this morning about the local food economy, and it was really great to listen in. And I was tasked with writing a poem based on that session. So I wrote this in the last half hour or so, and then I'll do another one after that that was not written so hastily, but also touches on food and food security. Bumblebee power naps in the gate mouth of squash blossom. It dreams of drawing a perfect circle. Salmon scales scraping riverbed, magnetic attraction, death and reproduction. Tell me the stories I learned when I was young. The one about a system made to make people rich. A few of them. The many wait in lines at the box store, squaring up without accounting for true costs. Tell me the name of the farmer. Teach me the flow of the river, the rhythm of decomposition and renewal where compost is currency. Currently, the system is in shocked shifting of culture, awakening in mindset, skill set, needs met, reset. The circle drawn freehand by fingers in soil tells a different story. Spoken since before plastic wrap, obscenity of planned obsolescence, before import of industrial food across false lines drawn over stolen land. The bee might be dead. I didn't check, but by harvest time, it is gone. Still, the fruit grew from the base of the female flower. Yes, it was fertilized. Yes, for the first time, I can name the person who grew it. Yes, we can imagine new ways of closing the supply gap, of circling the economy in Giotti's red paint, while magnetism calls the salmon home, while the soil regenerates, and while we answer the question, yes, we can make the little bee's big dream come true. Thank you very much. So that's the one based on this morning. And I'm just pulling up another one to share. Just to verify your screen is not frozen. It's just me trying to find the poem as I had too many tabs open. So this is just one. It's always awkward having bios read, but the last line in that in the bio that was read was that I'm a beginner gardener, and so this was really my first year trying to grow my own food, other than very small attempts in the past. And so I found myself writing a number of poems about that this year, and this is kind of related. Scarfed in mischief, a purple-haired hunch of a woman pulls cherry after cherry from the tree in my yard. She places each one gently in her shirt, a basket, a sail, some hot air balloon ride memory that may or may not be true. Her belly smiles unguarded. Peering out my curtains, I watch as her shirt swells under the weight of every cherry the raccoons, or at least I thought it was the raccoons, hadn't already stained their teeth with. The skin on her stomach exposed up to her ribs is sunless, sagging with earned dignity. Even from my living room, it appears soft, somehow supple as she laughs inwardly. A scar converses below her belly button. I wonder, appendix, cesarean, entrance wound from a child who I hope visits this joyous thief. I hope they honor the way she brings delight to strangers, even as she steals the last of their ripe cherries. Thank you very much. It's been great to be here. Looking forward to the music to follow.
Jeremy, that was lovely. Thanks for that contribution. For the last session, or for the food access session, we had a graphic artist, Melissa from Drawing Change, was able to glean the information shared around tackling food insecurity for a just and equitable future. So there's some really great information that was captured there through the discussion and some of the question and answer periods as well. So feel free to peruse that. That will be up on the website shortly. But it's such also a meaningful tool and way of capturing information through art. So thank you, Melissa, for your contribution. And yeah, feel free to take a look at that when you get a chance. So we are now coming to a little bit of an early wrap up for the last piece of the Good Food Summit for this year. Thank you for being so resilient and adaptive in offering this virtually and for tuning in. We have a couple calls to action and ways that you can continue to be involved throughout the year, and the ways in which this can align with your work and your interests. So we're going to hear from Linda Geggy, the Executive Director of Sierra Fair, on some of those calls to action and her next steps. So thanks, Linda.
Wow. It's been a full couple of days, and it's been different too. The Good Food Summit has been really different this year, and I wonder what it's been like for you. Sitting at home or at your desk and tuning in through the screen, watching the different sessions, putting notes in the chat, participating in the Zoom breakouts, watching the videos. This has been, 2020. Wow, it's just been a whole shift for all of us in the way that we're working. And as we've seen, huge focus on the food system by people beyond the choir, as we call it, the people that are working from their different perspectives on wanting health and just and sustainable food systems. So I just want to say thank you to all of you for trying this out, for jumping in and being a part of this. It's been an experiment, and I think we've learned a lot. Our team definitely has learned a lot in putting it together, and we have to thank all of the people behind the scenes that have been involved in this. I think we had sold almost 150 tickets, and we've seen participation around between 80 and 100 folks for all of the sessions. And some people have stuck it out for the whole while. And so we have to know that there was over 30 facilitators and moderators and speakers. And all of those people are from our community, the brain trust that we have here, that are all working from addressing power and equity and how we can restore the land, to developing our ability to grow and distribute food, to ensuring everyone has access to good food, and ensuring that we know where our food comes from and what's healthy for us, how to prepare and cook and celebrate food. It's just such a powerful space to work in. I got to say how grateful I am for the opportunity, and for my team, and for all of you for joining in. I know I have some really good friends that are online, and I miss seeing you in person this year, but this teaches us that we can adapt. It gives us hope for being able to address what we need to as whatever comes hits us. And I'm excited about that. And I want to invite you to get more involved. If you're not involved already, come and learn more. Go to the Good Food Network website, check out the resources there, hear about what we're all about. Come and bring new perspectives. We know that it's really important to have a wide diversity of ideas and innovation, and we need to rethink things. We can't do things the way that they've always been done, or been done since the time that settlers have been on this land. Is we've caused a huge disruption. And we also know that we need to look at the ancient knowledge, the people that have stewarded this land have so much to teach us. And we're in a new reality. We have newcomers. We're all settlers. There's a huge diaspora of people that is only going to grow and change. And we need to be able to adapt with that. And I think we're all here because we want a better future and a better world. And we want it to be surely better for everyone, not just a few. So I want to thank everybody, express my gratitude for people coming out and listening and being a part of this. I want to invite you to get involved more in the network, to get involved in the Good Food Leadership Group. We are definitely seeking additional leaders. I'm so thankful to all of the folks that have worked over this last year in the Good Food Network leadership, as well as the Food Share Network. Everyone has busted their buns. They really have. And I really appreciate that. And also the champions we recognize today, all of your champions every day when you go into the grocery store, when you share food with a neighbor, when you teach your kids, when you're in a school and you're talking to out in the gardens. And there's so many people that could have been recognized. And these are the people that you all said you wanted recognized. And so thank you for everyone's work. And I couldn't stand here as I'm sort of the face of CR Fair, but I need to bring up my team. I need you to see the people behind this. Lisa, tireless work, incredible engagement. We had our whole team of youth join us from the Youth Workforce program that made all of those videos that you saw. And Morella behind the scenes in administration with Christine and Anna, our communications and engagement coordinator. Can you guys come up just for a second? I want people to see you. I want to see your faces and give a clap to you for all your work. Come on. This is Morella. She's the new administrator of CR Fair, and Christine, I know we're in a bubble, okay? So there's Christine and Lisa. Lisa, put up your hand, give a wave. Lisa, like, honestly, just killed it. And Anna, she's the one behind all that communications work. You've seen the website and everything. And so thanks so much. Thanks so much. All right. We're going to take a break after this. I tell you, we've been going great guns. So I also want to thank the folks here at Sunset Labs. I know we're going to invite Rudy up to thank all of the sponsors. We can't do this without just such a team effort. And so please do understand that we're all in this together. And as Dr. Bonnie says, we got to continue to be safe, be calm, be kind. And we also want to make sure that we're doing this and we're kicking butt at the same time. So let's make sure that we just get out and keep going. We're going to be putting a report out about the Good Food Summit findings, the call to action, what the network's going to focus on in the next year. And you'll see a lot of the links to the information and the videos and all of the presentations that you may want to check back into. So thanks again, everyone. I'm going to bring Rudy back up here, and he's gonna send us out before we hear from Luke. So thank you so much.
Thanks, Linda. What's that? Thanks, Linda. Well, that concludes the 2020 Rooted in Change Good Food Virtual Summit. Thank you to all the participants. Thank you to all the panelists, the moderators, the team. Thank you to Sunset Labs and Stream of Consciousness. Thank you to our sponsors, Van City, District of Sanet, City of Victoria, Island Health, Vancouver Foundation, Horner Foundation. And yeah, what a great 2 days of learning and reflection and coming together. And I just think that's going to be a great launching point into a great 2021 for this region. And as I introduce Luke Wallace, who's going to play us out through music and musings, I just want to invite everyone to stick around for a little bit in the chat, listen to music, and please pop your reflections and thoughts into the Zoom call, into that chat, as we close out with some great music. Thanks, Luke.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
It's good to be here with y'all. Hope you're enjoying this beautiful, I don't know if you can see it, but this beautiful thing behind me, painting. Please, like Rudy said, we'll keep going in the chat there, and I know we all be excited to hear your reflections on the last couple of days, and I'm going to sing everyone a couple songs. Here's a song called Biosphere. You can't believe anything they say. You can't believe anybody these days. Cannot trust what's between my ears. Can't believe everything you hear. And so I quiet down, listen to my heart. I make a hole out of all the parts. I find myself in everyone that I see. It's alright there looking back at me. I said that nobody gonna bring me down. And I said that nobody gonna bring me down. So I'll sail the world in the 7 seas. You're chasing opportunities. And if more is less and west is east, and war is dust and the rest is peace. And I said that nobody nobody, nobody gonna bring me down. And I said that no, nobody, nobody, nobody gonna bring me down. Said everybody running for the rocket ship. You're waiting in line for a real big trip. You, me, I'm fine sitting right down here. You're buzzing with the birds in the biosphere. Said I'm buzzing with the birds in the biosphere. Nobody, nobody, nobody gonna bring me down. I said that no, nobody, nobody, nobody gonna bring me down. And I said that no, nobody, nobody, nobody gonna bring me down. I said that no, nobody, nobody, nobody gonna bring me down. Yeah, I said that no, nobody, nobody, nobody gonna bring me down. And I said that no, nobody, nobody, nobody gonna bring me down. Nice. Thanks, y'all. Sweet. Very cool. It's yeah, let me think about it. It's a song called Sons and Daughters. And I think there's a beautiful thing happening in our world where I think especially over the last 50 or 100 years, we realized that maybe we all took a bit too much for ourselves and forgot that we were really borrowing this whole place from the people to come. And I try to keep them in mind when making decisions about my life or gauging what's important for all of us collectively and me as an individual, and try to really remember that there's a bunch of little people running around that are really benefit and have the capacity to thrive if we hand on something that's clean and safe and really interconnected. And so I know it's been a big theme of this summit so far, and here's Sons and Daughters. Well, get your kids to a garden. With the garden they'll grow, and they'll learn to go easy, learn to live slow. Get your kids to a garden. With the garden they'll grow, learn to go easy, yeah. To go easy on the earth, lightly on the water. Remember, this place is for your sons and daughters. Easy on the earth, lightly on the water. Remember who this place is for. Then get your kids to a river. With the river they'll flow. It'll teach them how to paddle, it'll teach them how to row. You get your kids to a river. With the river they'll flow. It'll take them where they need to go. Then go easy on the earth, lightly on the water. Remember, this place is for your sons and daughters. Easy on the earth, lightly on the water. Remember who this place is for. Said I'ma go easy, easy. I'm going easy, yeah. I'm going easy, easy. I'm going easy, yeah. Let 'em See their reflection wherever they go. In the rain, water, flood, water, sleet, hail, snow. Let them see their reflection wherever they go. Then get your kids to a garden. With the garden they'll grow, and they'll learn to go easy, learn to live slow. Get your kids to a garden. With the garden they'll grow, and they'll learn to go easy. Then go easy on the earth, lightly on the water. Remember, this place is for your sons and daughters. Easy on the earth, lightly on the water. Remember who this place is for. Said I'ma go easy, easy. I'm going easy, yeah. I'm going 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 easy, I'm going easy. I'm going easy, yeah. I'm going easy, I'm going easy, yeah. I'm going easy, yeah. Easy on the earth, lightly on the water. Remember, this place is for your sons and daughters. Easy on the earth, lightly on the water. Remember who this place is for. Sweet, thanks. Awesome. Very cool. How those comments going, everybody? Keep them rolling. Yeah, we've adapted. Sweet. Let's keep them summit focused. It's amazing. I love how we've adapted to this so well, and I can't wait till we're all back together and sweating in a room. And it's okay that we're not right now, and we're finding ways to make it beautiful. And I raise my analogy to y'all for putting something like this together, because it's quite a feat to bring people together for multiple days. Focused on an issue when everyone's and solutions and all the beautiful things that you've been talking about, when everyone's got sort of this increased level of stuff going on in their lives and things to think about. So thanks to everyone for being a part of this and for attending, and obviously to all the organizers and the folks who are on the stage and the studio crew. You guys have done some magic, and to the filmmakers and everyone. It's just really awesome. So cheers. Ah, thanks, Teen. All right, well, I think we got time for one more, if that sounds good for everyone. Sweet, let's do that. I will, awesome. I'll make sure it's in tune. This is a song called Comeback. Unrecorded, just finished the other day. And, it's a good one. It's funny. We're in this moment where it seems simultaneously so far, the world that we want and the one that we vision out seems so far away, and yet right there. And it's I lean on the right there thing, that it can seem like we're so divided and polarized, and there's so many arguments going on, and the trees are disappearing, but we're baby steps away from the collective lifting and raising of our awareness to really see the world that we want, and the one that you've dreamed up over these last couple of days. So please continue being part of the solution. And again, if you need any guidance, I think you got a lot of it over the last couple of days, and the folks at Sear Fair are doing a great job, and such a sweet thing to be a part of. So here's Comeback. Grateful for y'all. Thanks. So we can make a comeback and save it for our kids. I could tell your son that And I gave all I had to give, and I wish you hadn't done that. Thrown our future to the wind, but we could make a comeback. Feel the weight of it all and I'll let it sink in, but this ain't nothing new, it's what I'm always thinking, and a break in the flow is like my mind blinking, a moment of rest, nah. And in the pause I can feel it all start to lift, like a rift in the cloud, like my favorite song loud, a story coming clear over the crowd. Guess I'll listen in close, nah. Yeah, and I hear the future go something like this. Sound of the singers coming through crisp, embracing whatever comes walking through that mist. I lessen my load and relax my fist, and then I insist that the quote breaks down and we replace it with something that keeps to the now. And then somehow, someway you hold your head high, 'cause the moment's arrived, nah. We could make a comeback and save it for our kids. And I could tell you, son, that I gave all I had to give, and I wish you hadn't done that. Thrown our future to the wind, but we could make a comeback. Yeah, we could make a comeback and save it for our kids. And I could tell you, son, that I gave all I had to give to build a bigger wolf pack and get 'em howling at the wind, but we could make a comeback. Oh, and the truth is that I don't know where to begin. In the ocean, the forest, the political grin, the methane, the coup, the violence within. Guess I'll look for a sign, nah. And the second I look, oh, there it appears, hiding behind all that sorrow and fear. And when I look in your eyes, I can see it so clear, one and the same, nah. So come back to love, come back to the land, come back together and come lend a hand. Come back to the soil, come back to the sand, come back to yourself, nah. Yeah, we can make a comeback and save it for our kids. Then I could tell you, son, that I gave all I had to give, and I wish you hadn't done that. Thrown our future to the wind, but we could make a comeback. Yeah, we could make a comeback and save it for our kids. And I could tell you, son, that I gave all I had to give to build a bigger wolf pack and get 'em howling at the wind, but we could make a comeback. Hey, said I could be the comeback. Yeah, I could be the comeback. Yeah, I could be the comeback. I could be the comeback. We could make a comeback and save it for our kids. And I could tell you, son, that I gave all I had to give to build a bigger wolf pack and get 'em howling at the wind. Yeah, we could make a comeback. All right, everybody. Take care. This has been so fun. See you around.